Namacharya Haridasa Thakur continued.
If a devotee once utters the holy name of the Lord, or if it penetrates his mind or enters his ear, which is the channel of oral reception, that holy name will certainly deliver him from material bondage, whether vibrated properly or improperly, with correct or incorrect grammar, or properly joined or vibrated in separate parts. O Brahman, the potency of the holy name is therefore certainly great. However, if one uses the vibration of the holy name for the benefit of the material body, for material wealth and followers, or under the influence of greed and atheism, in other words, if one utters the name with offenses, such chanting will not produce the desired result very soon. Therefore, one should diligently avoid offenses in chanting the holy name of the Lord.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. This verse from the Padma Purana is included in the Hari Bhakti Vilas by Sanatana Goswami. Therein, Srila Sanatana Goswami gives the following explanation. If one somehow or other hears, utters, or remembers the holy name, or if it catches his mind while coming near his ears, that holy name, even if vibrated in separate words, will act. An example of such separation is given as follows. Suppose one is using the two words halam riktam. Now the syllable ha in the word halam and the syllable ri in riktam are separately pronounced, but nevertheless the holy name will act because one somehow or other utters the word Hari. Similarly, in the word Raja Mahisi, Ra and Ma appear in two separate words, but because they somehow or other appear together, the holy name Ram will act, provided there are no offenses. The holy name has so much spiritual potency that it can deliver one from all sinful reactions and material entanglements. But utterance of the holy name will not be fruitful very soon, if done to facilitate sinning. The holy name is so powerful that it must act. But when one utters the holy name with offenses, its action will be delayed, not immediate, although in favorable circumstances, the holy names of the Lord act very quickly. Namacharya Haridasa Thakur continued.
If one offenselessly utters the holy name, even imperfectly, one can be freed from all the results of sinful life. Listen to this verse found in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. O reservoir of all good qualities, just worship Sri Krishna, the purifier of all purifiers, the most exalted of the personalities worshipped by choice poetry. Worship him with a faithful, unflinching mind, without duplicity, and in a highly elevated manner. Thus worship the Lord, whose name is like the sun. For just as a slight appearance of the sun dissipates the darkness of night, so a slight appearance of the holy name of Krishna can drive away the darkness of ignorance that arises in the heart due to greatly sinful activities performed in previous lives.
Haridas continued.
Even a faint light from the holy name of the Lord can eradicate all the reactions of sinful life. Listen to this verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam 6:2-49. While dying, Ajamil chanted the holy name of the Lord, intending to call his son Narayan. Nevertheless, he attained the spiritual world. What then to speak of those who chant the holy name with faith and veneration? Because of even the faintest rays of the effulgence of the Lord's holy name, one can attain liberation. We can see this in all the revealed scriptures. The evidence appears in the story of Ajamil in the Srimad Bhagavatam.
As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this from Haridasa Thakur, the happiness within his heart increased, but as a matter of course, he still inquired further.
On this earth, there are many living entities, some moving and some not moving. What will happen to the trees, plants, insects, and other living entities? How will they be delivered from material bondage?
Haridasa Thakur replied,
My dear Lord, the deliverance of all moving and non-moving living entities takes place only by your mercy. You have already granted this mercy and delivered them. You have loudly chanted the Hare Kṛṣṇa Maha Mantra, and everyone, moving or not moving, has benefited by hearing it. My Lord, the moving entities who have heard your loud Sankirtan have already been delivered from the bondage of the material world. And after the non-moving living entities like trees hear it, there is an echo. Actually, however, it is not an echo. It is the kirtan of those non-moving living entities. All this, although inconceivable, is possible by your mercy. When loud chanting of the Hare Kṛṣṇa mantra is performed all over the world by those who follow in your footsteps, all living entities, moving and non-moving, dance in ecstatic devotional love. My dear Lord, all the incidents that took place while you were going to Vrindavan through the forest known as Jarikanda have been revealed to me by your servant, Balabhadra Bhattacharya. When your devotee, Vasudev Dutt, submitted his plea at your lotus feet for the deliverance of all living entities, you accepted that request. My dear Lord, you have accepted the form of a devotee just to deliver all the fallen souls of this world. You have preached the loud chanting of the Hare Kṛṣṇa Maha Mantra, and in this way freed all moving and non-moving living entities from material bondage.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied,
If all living entities are liberated, the entire universe would be devoid of living beings.
Haridasa Thakur replied,
My Lord, as long as you are situated within the material world, you will send to the spiritual sky all developed moving and non-moving living entities in different species. Then again, you will awaken the living entities who are not yet developed and engage them in activities. In this way, all moving and non-moving living entities will come into existence, and the entire universe will be filled as it was previously.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. While we are preaching, opposing elements sometimes argue, if all living entities were delivered by the Krishna consciousness movement, what would happen then? The universe would be devoid of living entities. In answer to this, we may say that in a prison there are many prisoners, but if one thinks that the prison would be empty if all the prisoners adopted good behavior, he is incorrect. Even if all the prisoners within a jail are freed, other prisoners will fill it up again. A prison will never be vacant, for there are many prospective criminals who will fill the prison cells, even if the present criminals are freed by the government. Haridas continued.
Previously, when Lord Ram left this world, he took with him all the living entities of Ayodhya. Then he filled Ayodhya again with other living entities. My dear Lord, you have set a plan in motion by descending to this material world, but no one can understand how you are acting. Formerly, when Lord Krishna descended in Vrindavan, he freed all living entities in the universe from material existence in the same way. Listen to this quotation from the Srimad Bhagavatam and Vishnu Purana. Krishna, the unborn Supreme Personality of Godhead, Master of all masters of mystic power, delivers the living entities, moving and non-moving. Nothing is astonishing in the activities of the Lord. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead may be seen, glorified, or remembered with an attitude of envy, he nevertheless awards the most confidential liberation, which is rarely achieved by the demigods and demons. What then can be said of those who are already engaged in devotional service to the Lord? By descending as an incarnation at Navadvip, you, just like Krishna, have already delivered all living entities in this universe. One may say that he understands the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He may know whatever he may know, but as far as I am concerned, this is my conclusion. My dear Lord, your pastimes are just like an ocean of nectar. It is not possible for me to conceive how great that ocean is, or even to understand a drop of it.
Hearing all this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was astonished.
These are actually my confidential pastimes. How could Haridasa have understood them?
Greatly satisfied by the statements of Haridasa Thakur, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced him. Outwardly, however, he avoided further discussions of these matters. This is a characteristic of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although he wants to cover his opulence, he cannot do so before his devotees. This is well known everywhere and beautifully stated by Yamunacharya in his Strota Ratna. O my Lord, everything within material nature is limited by time, space, and thought. Your characteristics, however, being unequaled and unsurpassed, are always transcendental to such limitations. You sometimes cover your characteristics by your own energy, but nevertheless, your unalloyed devotees are always able to see you under all circumstances. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to his personal devotees and began speaking about Haridasa Thakur's transcendental qualities as if he had hundreds of mouths. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu derives great pleasure glorifying his devotees, and among the devotees, Haridasa Thakur is the foremost. The transcendental qualities of Haridasa Thakur are innumerable and unfathomable. One may describe a portion of them, but to count them all is impossible. In the Chaitanya Mangala, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur has described the attributes of Haridasa Thakur to some extent. No one can describe all the qualities of Haridasa Thakur. One may say something about them just to purify himself. O devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please hear something about the qualities of Haridasa Thakur that Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur has not described in detail.